from a time when humans had not yet fully understood the planet they live on. This land was already home to strange creatures of almost surreal beauty, and at times terrifying beyond belief. Pandas, seemingly gentle, conceal a mysterious evolutionary history. Snow leopards move silently like ghosts across the peaks of the Himalayas. And there are creatures that modern science still cannot fully explain. In the wildest regions of China, there are beings that have survived millions of years of change, predators that leave no trace, and natural stories that go far beyond imagination. And today, we are about to step into that world. Welcome to Wild China, the hidden kingdom of nature and its untold secrets. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to motivate us to create more high-quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts below so we can discuss together. Let's begin. Today's journey takes us to a land of extremes, from the ice of the north to the tropical heat of the south, from dense jungles to vast deserts. It is a place where nature, history, and the future coexist within an uncommon vastness. And it is precisely here where our journey through the authentic nature of China begins. China is a giant in every sense. Its territory, spanning nearly 9.6 million square kilometers, is home to frozen deserts in the north, tropical forests in the south, and mountain ranges that rise to touch the clouds. With more than 1.4 billion inhabitants, it is the most populous country on the planet, a society that has evolved over more than 5,000 years of continuous history. The biodiversity here is truly astounding. There are more than 7,000 species of vertebrates, including rare and emblematic animals like the giant panda, the South China tiger, and numerous birds that exist only within these landscapes. Off its coasts, marine life is no less dazzling. Dolphins, green turtles, and coral reefs support entire ecosystems, revealing an underwater world as rich as the forests on land. With more than 2,700 protected areas, China's national parks and ecological reserves have become a sanctuary for many endangered species. At the same time, they stand as proof of the effort to preserve this natural treasure amidst dizzying growth. A country where wildlife continues to fight for its vital space, and where modern technology allows us to approach that world more closely than ever before. In the heart of Hunan province, a landscape rises that seems to defy all laws of physics. The Zhangjiajie mountain range is a labyrinth of more than 3,000 stone pillars and sandstone peaks, some reaching heights of over 300 meters. They have been sculpted over thousands of years by geological forces, rain and wind. This vertical natural architecture houses an ecosystem almost unique in the world, where vegetation clings to the slopes and clouds gather like seas suspended in the air. Here, rare species like the golden snub-nosed monkey and the clouded leopard find refuge among the rocky massifs. Meanwhile, local communities maintain a millenary relationship with this land, cultivating tea in the mountains and venerating these stone towers as spiritual guardians. Its international fame arrived when this landscape served as inspiration for the fictional world of Pandora in the movie Avatar, turning Zhangjiajie into one of the most striking natural wonders on the planet. It is a vertical kingdom where nature and human engineering move forward together, opening perspectives that once only the wings of an eagle could reach. Leaving behind the majestic stone pillars of Zhangjiajie, the journey now takes us deep into another green world within China. There, bamboo forests, coniferous woods, and mist-covered mountains form one of the most singular ecosystems in Asia. First, we will enter the grand bamboo forests and mountains of China, one of the most special and biodiversity-rich ecosystems in all of Asia. Stretching through the provinces of Sichuan, Shanxi, and Gansu, these mountain ranges, covered in bamboo, conifers, and mixed forests, create a dark green labyrinth. There, the altitude, climate, and the harshness of the terrain have modelled a biological world almost incomparable on the planet. It is precisely here that a unique animal community exists, forged over millions of years of evolution in deep valleys and mist-shrouded slopes. Among all its inhabitants, the most prominent is the giant panda, a symbol of global conservation, an endemic bear that has adapted almost completely to a diet based on bamboo. Sharing these forests is the red panda, smaller but extraordinarily agile, which spends much of its life among moss-covered branches. On high cliffs and in cold forests, golden snub-nosed monkeys with their dense orange fur huddle in large troops to endure harsh winters at over 3,000 meters of altitude. Meanwhile, the Tibetan macaque, one of Asia's largest primates, roams the rocky slopes and thick forests. It demonstrates an extraordinary capacity for adaptation to complex mountain environments. But the world of these forests does not belong only to mammals. When sunlight filters through the thick foliage, brilliant colors burst forth from the vegetation. The golden pheasant, with its intense red, yellow, and orange plumage, is considered one of the most beautiful birds in the world. Meanwhile, the elegant silver pheasant moves silently through the forest depths. Together with hundreds of other birds, from mountain nightingales to forest owls, they form a symphony that resonates through the valleys. Hidden beneath the layer of decomposing leaves and old bamboo stalks, another universe exists. There, innumerable insects, amphibians, and small animals maintain fundamental ecological cycles. This abundance has made the mountains of central China one of the most important biodiversity hotspots on the planet. A place where hundreds of endemic species exist only within a few valleys or a single mountain range. In the silence of the bamboo forest that trembles with the wind, every step, every call, and every movement is part of an ancient ecosystem. A wild world that continues to exist among mountains that have witnessed millions of years of Earth's history. And in the midst of this ancient world of bamboo forests, no creature represents the soul of China's mountains, and forests more clearly than the giant panda. It is the silent inhabitant that has become a symbol of an entire culture of conservation. The morning mist still floats among the forested slopes of central China, where the Qinling and Sichuan mountains raise the bamboo floors to over 2,000 meters above sea level. Under the thick canopy, the morning light slips between the thin bamboo stalks, creating pale green glimmers that dance over the damp layer of leaves. The environment is almost motionless. Only the wind brushing the bamboo and the soft tapping of the stalks against each other can be heard, like thin wooden rods within a natural orchestra. This is one of the most singular ecosystems in Asia, the kingdom of an animal that exists almost nowhere else. Among the thick bamboo thickets, a black and white silhouette slowly appears. It is the giant panda, Ailuropoda melanoleuca, a symbol of China's mountain forests and one of the rarest mammals on the planet. An adult individual can weigh between 100 and 120 kilograms, with thick white fur that contrasts with the black patches around the eyes, ears, shoulders, and legs. Its body structure bears the traces of a strange evolutionary past. Although it belongs to the bear family and possesses a carnivore's digestive system, the panda lives almost exclusively on bamboo. On the ground covered with dead leaves, the panda sits and uses its strong front paws to hold a young bamboo shoot. A special structure in the wrist, often known as a false thumb, functions as a pincer that allows it to turn and hold the stalk with precision. Its large molars and powerful jaw muscles crush the bamboo with a dry, crunchy sound that resonates in the silent forest. Each day, a panda can consume between 12 and 20 kilograms of bamboo. It spends up to 12 hours solely feeding to compensate for the low nutritional value of this plant. Although it moves calmly, the panda remains an essential inhabitant of the mountain ecosystem. When it crosses the bamboo valleys, it accidentally breaks old stalks, opening space for new ones to sprout. Its excrement, rich in undigested fiber, returns nutrients to the forest soil. And by moving across large forested areas, it contributes to maintaining the regeneration of vegetation. In this world of bamboo, the panda is not a noisy sovereign, but a silent inhabitant that exists at the ancient rhythm of the forest and the mountain. Between the thin mist and the stalks that rise toward the sky, its presence reminds us that even the creatures that seem most fragile can find their own path to survival in the quietest corners of nature. If the panda is the silent soul of the bamboo forest in the lower strata of these mountain forests, another being brings a beauty that bursts like a flame in the shadow: the golden pheasant. dawn begins to spread through the southern slopes of the Qinling mountain range and through the mixed forests of Sichuan. A thin mist remains among the centennial pines and oaks. Meanwhile, the understory is covered with low bamboo, ferns, and a thick carpet of decomposing leaves. The first rays of the sun pierce the canopy and fall upon the damp, cold ground where much of the forest's life takes place. Here, among the dry leaf litter and the shadows of the mountain forest, a bird of almost legendary beauty begins a new day. From behind a clump of bamboo, a golden pheasant, Chrysolophus pictus, cautiously emerges. The male stands out immediately against the dark background of the forest. Its plumage glows like a living painting, a golden crest erect on its head and an orange cape around its neck, with black stripes superimposed like scales. It has a metallic green back and a long light brown tail mottled with black that can measure almost double the length of its body. The total length of an adult male can approach 1 meter. Much of that corresponds to the tail, used for displaying and for maintaining balance when moving through the undergrowth. In total contrast, the female possesses simple greyish-brown plumage. Almost perfectly blended with the forest floor's layer of leaves, her camouflage is essential when she incubates her eggs on the ground. Unlike many tropical birds that live in the canopy, the golden pheasant spends most of its time feeding on the ground. The male tilts its head and searches through the leaf litter, pecking at seeds, tender shoots, wild fruits, and occasionally small insects. Its strong legs and sharp claws allow it to scratch the layer of dry leaves and stir the earth in search of hidden food. When it feels threatened, it can take a short flight before quickly plunging into a dense thicket, a survival strategy perfectly adapted to life in closed forests. But in the breeding season, caution gives way to a spectacular display. The male raises its golden crest and opens the orange neck cape around its head like a brilliant fan of fire. It turns sideways, letting the light pass through every layer of its plumage, and advances slowly around the female. Under the rays of sun that pierce the forest, its feathers cast glints of almost unreal colors, a powerful visual signal in the middle of the deep green woods. Within China's mountain ecosystem, the golden pheasant plays a modest but important role. While feeding, it helps disperse the seeds of numerous forest plants and contributes to the control of insect populations under the foliage. At the same time, it also forms part of the diet of forest predators like martens, foxes, and birds of prey. After the fiery glow of the golden pheasant, the forest reveals another form of beauty, more discreet, more serene, but no less captivating. It is the appearance of the silver pheasant, the elegant inhabitant of the dark and humid forest strata of southern China. As the morning light descends over the damp mountain slopes of southern China, the forest begins to wake. Valleys covered in bamboo and broad-leaved trees stretch under a thin mist. There, tall moss-covered trunks rise among thick bamboo thickets. Water drops can be heard falling from the leaves alongside the growing hum of insects and the song of birds echoing across the levels of the canopy. But under the thick carpet of leaves on the ground, a forest inhabitant moves in silence, almost invisible among the dappled light that pierces the crowns. From within the undergrowth, a silver pheasant, Lophura nycthemera, appears. The male has a completely different appearance from that of its brilliant relative. Its silvery white plumage covers almost the entire body and is adorned with fine black lines, delicate as strokes on silk. The chest and belly are an intense, lustrous black. A slight black crest rises over its head, and its bare red face creates a strong visual contrast. Its long, stylized tail trails behind it as it advances over the leaf litter. An adult male can measure nearly a meter, including the tail, although most of the time it moves slowly and discreetly within the forest's lower stratum. In contrast to the male's striking appearance, the female presents a brownish-grey plumage with fine bars, almost completely blended with the colour of the forest. This is a perfect camouflage for nesting directly on the ground, where eggs and chicks must face innumerable dangers from forest predators. The silver pheasant tilts its head and uses its robust beak to stir the layer of dry leaves in search of food. Its diet is quite varied: seeds, wild fruits, tender shoots, insects, and occasionally small animals that live under the damp earth. Its strong legs with sharp claws allow it to quickly scratch the leaf litter and push aside small fragments of soil to find food hidden beneath the surface. If it suddenly feels threatened, it rarely takes a long flight. Instead, it usually runs swiftly among the dense bushes or flaps its wings to climb to a low branch, where the thick foliage hides it from the predator's sight. In this world of mountain forests, the silver pheasant fulfills a silent but important function. By feeding under the carpet of leaves, it helps stir the surface layer of the soil and disperse seeds of numerous forest plants. At the same time, it forms part of the food chain by becoming prey for hunting mammals and large forest birds of prey. Leaving behind the bamboo forests and the mountains of central China, the journey continues toward higher, colder, and much more extreme lands, where nature reveals itself in its most majestic and primordial form. In China's southwestern extreme, enormous mountain ranges rise like giant walls that seem to touch the sky. It is the Chinese face of the Himalayas, a kingdom of peaks covered in eternal snow, where the air is so thin that every step reveals the deep connection between humans and nature. In the heart of this territory is Tibet, known as the roof of the world, with an average altitude exceeding 4,500 meters. This is a land where millenary traditions still live. Buddhist monasteries cling to the mountain slopes, with prayer flags fluttering in the wind, guarding the secrets of a spiritual life that has shaped generations. Here, Mount Kailash is venerated as the center of the spiritual universe by Buddhists, Hindus, and Jainists, and thousands of pilgrims trek its slopes every year in a ritual of devotion. Even under such severe conditions, biodiversity remains surprising. Herds of wild yak roam the frozen plains, while the elusive snow leopard silently patrols the rocky cliffs. Golden eagles fly over the valleys, and small villages grow barley on the slopes, maintaining a resilient culture in the face of extreme cold and cutting winds. Yunnan province, with gentler reliefs, marks the transition to the tropical south. From here, major rivers like the Mekong and the Yangtze are born, which feed millions of people along their course. Further north, Qinghai, with its enormous salt lakes and vast open prairies, serves as a refuge for migratory birds and is considered the cradle of important nomadic cultures. In the far northeast of China, where winter covers the forests with an endless white mantle, the silence is only broken by the cracking of branches under the weight of a giant, the brown bear. With a length of up to 2.8 meters when it stands on its hind legs and a weight that can exceed 600 kilograms, the brown bear is China's largest terrestrial predator. Despite its imposing size, it is an adaptable omnivore that feeds on roots, fruits, fish, and when necessary, large prey. During the hibernation months, it accumulates enough fat to survive temperatures that can drop below 40 degrees below zero. Among the snow-covered trees, the elegant Sika deer moves with surprising agility. With a weight that varies between 40 and 110 kilograms and a length of up to 1.8 meters, it is one of the symbols of the temperate forests of northeastern China. Its white spots remain visible even in winter while the herds seek food under the gaze of predators. Heilongjiang and the Changbai Mountains, on the border with Russia and North Korea, represent a land of extremes. Frozen lakes, taiga forests, and gelid winds create a landscape as beautiful as it is implacable. And it is in this frozen kingdom where one of Asia's most emblematic predators lives, the Siberian tiger, also known as the Amur tiger. It is the largest feline on the planet, capable of reaching 3.3 meters in length and weighing up to 300 kilograms. Its thick fur protects it from the cold, while it hunts with a lethal combination of strength and stealth. For ancient Manchu hunters, this tiger was the true lord of the forest, a sacred animal that symbolized power, bravery, and endurance. From the frozen plateaus and snow-capped mountains of Tibet, the journey now delves even further into a world of rock, wind and ice, where one of the most mysterious predators on the planet silently rules the heights. The cold wind blows along the bare slopes of the eastern Himalayas in China, where deep valleys are trapped between steep cliffs and peaks covered in snow for almost the entire year. At altitudes ranging between 3,500 and more than 5,000 meters, the air is so thin that every movement requires extra effort. Trees gradually disappear, giving way to low alpine grasses, lichens clinging to the rock, and slopes of dry and frozen gravel. In this extreme world, where few animals can survive for long periods, an extraordinary predator has evolved to dominate the landscape: the snow leopard. Upon a rocky ledge that overlooks the valley, the body of the Panthera uncia almost blends with the grey rocks and ancient snow. Its dense, smoke-grey fur is covered in pale rosettes that provide perfect camouflage among rocks and ice. An adult weighs between 35 and 55 kilograms, with a long and muscular body and a thick tail almost as long as its body. This tail not only helps it maintain balance on narrow ledges, but can also wrap around its body like a scarf to conserve heat during freezing nights. During hundreds of thousands of years of evolution in the mountains, the snow leopard has developed extraordinary adaptations. Wide nasal cavities that warm the air before reaching the lungs, and fur that can reach nearly 5 centimeters in thickness. Large paws covered in hair that function as natural snowshoes. Up here, prey is scarce and every hunting opportunity is vital. The snow leopard cannot afford long chases. Instead, it uses the mountainous terrain to its advantage. Further down the slope, a group of burrels or Himalayan blue sheep grazes among the scarce patches of grass that grow between the rocks. The leopard crawls close to the mountain, advancing slowly among the rocks. Patience is its most powerful weapon. Meter by meter, it reduces the distance in absolute silence. And then the decisive moment arrives. With the explosive strength of its hind legs, it launches itself down the slope like a silver arrow, making jumps that can exceed 10 meters. In a matter of seconds, it reaches its prey, bringing it down with its weight and closing its jaws around the neck. A successful hunt can feed it for several days. In the severe environment of the Himalayas, where food is scarce and extreme weather can last for weeks, every meal is the result of patience, strength, and a strategy perfected by evolution. Although it occupies the top of the mountain food chain, the snow leopard remains one of the hardest big cats to observe on Earth. A single individual can control territories of hundreds of square kilometers. In the world of rock, wind and snow of the Himalayas, it lives almost like a ghost, a silent shadow born from the mountains themselves. After the harshness of the highest mountains and the ice kingdoms, the landscape of China expands again, not only through geography, but also through the rhythm of the seasons, the depth of philosophy, and the enduring relationship between human beings and nature. In a country of continental scale, the seasons turn China into a stage for spectacular changes. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter are not just climatic cycles. They are forces that shape forests, rivers, animals, and even human culture. In spring, cherry blossoms and magnolias bloom like explosions of color over mountains and parks. It is the awakening of life. Giant pandas leave their shelters in search of fresh bamboo shoots, while Zika deer develop lighter coats that announce the end of the cold. For farmers, it is the moment to plant rice and tea, crops that have sustained villages for centuries. Summer arrives with heat and humidity. Tropical jungles, especially in Yunnan, resonate with the sound of cicadas and the song of brilliant birds. In the rivers that descend from the mountains, fish swim upstream, and red pandas seek refuge in the treetops to escape the suffocating heat. It is a season of abundance, but also of natural power, with torrential rains and floods that have shaped local legends for generations. In autumn, the landscape transforms into a symphony of gold and red. Maple and ginkgo leaves fall like rain upon the ground, while brown bears and squirrels hurry to store food before winter. It is the time of harvest and gratitude. Then winter arrives. A deep silence covers the Changbai Mountains and the Tibetan Plateau, while snow transforms rivers and forests into white landscapes. Snow leopards patrol the slopes, and flocks of swans gather in the few lakes that remain unfrozen. It is the season of resistance, both for animals and for human communities. In Chinese philosophy, the dragon is the guardian of water and sky, a symbol of power, wisdom, and renewal. Just as the dragon has protected rivers and mountains for millennia, human endeavors seek to preserve and share the stories of nature. For centuries, traditional Chinese medicine classified plants and animals, developing ancestral knowledge about the balance between body and spirit. Every root, every herb, and every creature has a role in the flow of vital energy called qi. Nature also inspired art. Poets of the Tang dynasty sang about spring flowers and mountain cold. Painters of the Song dynasty depicted rivers and mountains shrouded in mist, trying to capture the invisible essence of the natural world. In Taoist philosophy, true prosperity arises from balance with the environment. Even today, concepts like feng shui, literally wind and water, influence architecture and urban planning, seeking to harmonize human spaces with the forces of nature. From these reflections on the harmony between nature and philosophy, the journey returns to the Tibetan Plateau, where a small but resilient predator survives by the harsh laws of the roof of the world. Dry winds sweep the Tibetan Plateau, traversing vast golden prairies that stretch to the horizon. At over 4,000 meters of altitude, the sky seems closer to Earth than in almost any other place on the planet. The air is thin, winters are long, and nighttime temperatures can fall below 30 degrees Celsius below zero. Vegetation is low and sparse, cold-resistant grasses and small bushes that cling to the stony ground. In this vast and severe environment, life must adapt to conditions that most animals could not endure. Among these wind-swept prairies moves a compact figure, the Tibetan fox, Vulpes ferrulata. With a thick yellowish-grey coat and a dense white-tipped tail, its body blends almost perfectly with the colours of the landscape. An adult weighs between 4 and 6 kilograms, but its thick fur and robust constitution protect it from the constant cold. Its most distinctive characteristic is its almost square face, with a short snout and narrow eyes that give it a serene and almost stoic expression. The main food of the Tibetan fox is the pika, a small mammal resembling a rodent that lives in complex networks of underground tunnels. The fox stops, tilts its head, and listens intently to the sounds coming from underground. When it detects movement, it jumps forward and launches itself with precision against the ground, digging quickly until it captures its prey. Sometimes it uses another strategy. Tibetan foxes often follow larger predators, such as wolves or birds of prey. When these cause the pikas to leave their burrows in panic, the fox takes the opportunity to capture them. By controlling pika populations, the Tibetan fox plays an essential role in the plateau's ecosystem, preventing these small herbivores from over-consuming the scarce alpine vegetation. It is not the fastest or the strongest animal in the Himalayas, but thanks to its patience and its evolutionary adaptations, the Tibetan fox remains one of the most persistent inhabitants of the roof of the world. And higher still, where the land becomes almost vertical and every step can mark the difference between life and death, lives an extraordinary herbivore that has evolved to dominate these impossible landscapes. On an almost vertical slope, a group of Himalayan ibex, Capra sibirica himalayanus, advances with surprising precision along narrow rocky ledges. Adult males stand out for their enormous backward curved horns, which can exceed 1 meter in length. They are marked by rings that record the years of life in the mountains. Their bodies weigh between 70 and more than 100 kilograms, but they move with impressive agility on surfaces that barely exceed a few centimeters in width. Their light brown coat blends with the color of the rock, while their split hooves with soft pads function like natural hooks that adhere firmly to stone and ice. Himalayan ibex were born for this vertical world. Every step is calculated with precision. Their climbing abilities are not just an advantage, but their primary survival strategy against predators. Cliffs form natural fortresses where predators have enormous difficulty reaching them. When they detect danger, the herds move quickly toward even steeper zones. Ibex feed on dry grasses, lichens and bushes that grow between the cracks in the rocks. During winter, when snow covers much of the landscape, they descend slightly to lower altitudes where the wind leaves patches of vegetation uncovered. In spring, the birth season arrives. Females separate from the group and seek the most inaccessible cliffs to give birth. Just a few hours after being born, the kids can already stand up and begin walking on the rocks. However, the first weeks are the most dangerous. Kids must quickly learn to maintain balance while staying close to their mothers to avoid predators like eagles or snow leopards. In the Himalayan ecosystem, the ibex plays a fundamental role. By grazing on mountain slopes, it helps maintain the balance of alpine vegetation and at the same time becomes a vital source of food for large predators. In the world of rock and wind of the Himalayas, the ibex is the perfect symbol of adaptation to one of the most extreme environments on the planet. After the agile ibex disappeared into the almost vertical cliffs, the atmosphere of the mountains becomes silent. But on high, where currents of warm air rise from the valley and the peaks touch the clouds, another predator observes the whole scene from the air. It is the golden eagle, with a wingspan that can exceed 2.3 meters and a body nearly a meter long. The golden eagle is one of the most powerful birds of prey in the mountains of Eurasia. Its dark brown plumage contrasts with the golden glowing feathers around its nape, a characteristic that has given it the name golden eagle. When gliding under the alpine light, the long and wide feathers of its wings unfold like giant fingers, helping it maneuver in the wind currents with amazing precision. But its most fearsome weapon is its eyes. Its cold amber-colored eyes are capable of detecting prey more than 2 kilometers away, with vision estimated to be 4 to 5 times sharper than human sight. For any small creature moving on the ground, there is almost nowhere to hide. The golden eagle takes advantage of the rugged terrain of the Chinese mountain ranges as an authentic master of the skies. Steep cliffs create strong updrafts, allowing it to glide dozens of kilometers, almost without flapping its wings. A pair of eagles can control a territory of up to 100 square kilometers, an aerial kingdom where they rarely have to compete with other predators. From hundreds of meters high, it can detect the subtlest movements. A marmot peeking from its burrow, a mountain hare crossing the steppe, or sometimes a stray kid from a herd of ibex. Once it detects its prey, the attack occurs at lightning speed. The eagle folds its wings and dives at a speed that can exceed 200 kilometers per hour, with its claws sharp and curved like daggers, extended to firmly catch its target. A single precise impact can put an end to the hunt in seconds. In this alpine ecosystem, the golden eagle occupies the top of the food chain, helping to control the population of rodents and small mammals, maintaining the fragile balance of nature. But on these imposing cliffs, the story of the golden eagle is not only about hunting, but also a test of courage. Every spring, pairs of eagles return to the same familiar ledge to build their nest. These nests, intertwined with branches and dry grass, can measure more than 2 meters wide and are used year after year. Here, young eaglets grow among the fierce mountain winds and the deep abyss below. After some 70 or 80 days, their young wings are finally strong enough. But the next step is the greatest test of their lives. There are no safety lessons or second rehearsal opportunities. The chick must stand on the edge of the cliff and look into the deep void hundreds of meters below. In that instant, the ancient instinct of millions of years of evolution makes itself heard. A leap, and the wings open. If successful, it will join the vast sky of the Chinese mountains, where the wind and clouds will become its domain. If it fails, the cold void below will not offer a second chance. It is in that fragile moment when the golden eagle demonstrates what has helped this bird dominate the alpine skies for millennia: strength, instinct, and absolute courage. Leaving behind the world of rock, ice, and peaks that reach the clouds, the journey now heads southeast, where Chinese territory opens before another immense space: the ocean. Along more than 18,000 kilometers of coastline, China guards an underwater treasure that largely remains hidden from the human eye. From the cold waters of the Yellow Sea and the nutrient-rich waters of the East China Sea to the tropical coral reefs of the South China Sea, the ocean here forms one of Asia's most diverse marine ecosystems. More than 20,000 marine species have been recorded in Chinese waters, from tiny plankton to the giants of the ocean. In the warm waters near the archipelagos and southern coasts, coral reefs thrive like vibrant underwater cities. Schools of brilliantly colored tropical fish move through complex coral structures, while kelp forests and seagrass meadows act as natural nurseries for countless young fish, crustaceans, and mollusks. These ecosystems form the basis of a complex food chain, where each species occupies a vital position in the balance of the ocean. In the vast flow of oceanic currents, giant creatures move almost in silence. Bride's whale, which can reach 15 meters in length, slips through deep waters to hunt schools of pelagic fish. Alongside them is the Pacific white dolphin and many other species of coastal dolphins. They are masters of speed and intelligence that frequently appear near fish-rich waters. Further south, giant manta rays fly in the water column like birds of the ocean, with a wingspan that can exceed 7 meters. But one of the oldest inhabitants of these waters is the sea turtle. Species like the green turtle, the hawksbill turtle, and sometimes the gigantic leatherback turtle travel through Chinese seas on journeys that span thousands of kilometers. The green turtle, which can weigh more than 180 kilograms, spends most of its life in the ocean, grazing on seagrass meadows and helping to maintain the health of these underwater beds. After years of wandering among the oceans, adult females return to the same beach where they were born to spawn. An incredible navigational journey guided by the Earth's magnetic field. Along the coast, where mangroves and estuaries mix salt and fresh water, life prospers vigorously. This is the refuge for countless young fish, crabs, shrimp, and seabirds. These coastal wetlands are also a crucial stop for millions of migratory birds on the East Asian-Australasian flyway, making China's wetlands one of the most important ecological corridors in the world. But this ocean is also a world of extremes. Beneath the deep blue surface, oceanic trenches plunge into perpetual darkness, where immense pressure and near-freezing temperatures create a habitat for strange creatures. These are creatures that glow through bioluminescence, small sparks of light lit in the darkness of the deep seas. Today, China's seas are not only an ecological treasure, but also a vital economic pillar. The country possesses the world's largest aquaculture industry, representing more than 60% of global production of farmed seafood. In parallel, the ocean has become a source of inspiration for tourism and exploration. Hainan Island, with its coral reefs and tropical beaches, alongside the Zhoushan archipelago and its ancient fishing villages, attract visitors from all over the world. Between currents, reefs, kelp forests, and sandy beaches where sea turtles return to reproduce, the seas of China continue to tell the story of an ancient ocean. It is a place where life constantly moves, adapts, and survives in a blue world that is vaster than any dry land on the planet. And in the midst of that deep blue immensity, when night falls over the South China Sea and oceanic currents move in silence, one of nature's oldest journeys begins. Off the long coasts of China, where the South China Sea stretches like a deep blue mirror reflecting the tropical sky, a journey continues that has repeated itself for millions of years. As the sun hides on the horizon and currents begin to flow, the ocean's oldest creatures leave the deep waters to begin their long migration. They are the sea turtles. Sea turtles have existed on Earth for more than 100 million years, since the time when dinosaurs still dominated the continents. Along the waters of southern China, especially around Hainan Island, the Sisha Islands and the offshore reefs, many species of sea turtles continue their enormous migration. Among them are the green turtle and the hawksbill turtle, species that have adapted perfectly to life in the vast ocean. There, coral reefs, seagrass meadows, and warm waters become an essential source of life. Every year, when the breeding season approaches, adult females begin to return to the place where they were born. What is surprising is that they can precisely locate the same sandy beach where they hatched after a journey of thousands of kilometers through the immense ocean. Scientists believe that sea turtles use the Earth's magnetic field as a natural map, a biological navigation system that helps them read the planet's invisible magnetic traces. Their journey is not easy at all. On their migratory route, turtles must swim against strong currents, traverse oceans thousands of meters deep, and evade predators like sharks, giant groupers, or barracudas. Sometimes they must endure the fierce tropical cyclones of the South China Sea. But thanks to a body perfectly designed for the long journey, with a hard shell like an ancient shield and strong flippers like oars, sea turtles can travel thousands of kilometers through the ocean. During this journey, they also play a crucial role in the marine ecosystem. Green turtles graze on seagrass beds, helping these underwater prairies rejuvenate and grow healthy. Meanwhile, hawksbill turtles control the sponge population on the reefs, contributing to maintaining the fragile balance of the reef ecosystem. When night falls on the pristine beaches of Hainan or on remote atolls, an ancestral scene begins to unfold. Under the silver light of the moon reflected on the water, enormous female turtles crawl slowly toward the sandy shore. Every movement is slow and heavy as their bodies were born to live in the water. But ancient instinct drives them forward. Using their front flippers, they dig a deep hole in the soft sand. Then they deposit each egg, small and round like white pearls, sometimes reaching more than 100 in a single nest. After carefully covering it with sand, the mother turtle returns to the ocean, leaving behind the next generation of the sea. 2 months later, under the warm sand, life begins to move. Tiny turtle hatchlings break their fragile eggshells and begin the first life or death race of their lives. Under the light of the moon and the sound of breaking waves, dozens of small creatures run toward the ocean. On the beach, seabirds, crabs, and many other predators lie in wait. Only a few will survive. But for the lucky individuals, the ocean will become the path of a journey that will last decades. They will wander through coral reefs, great ocean currents, and remote areas of the Pacific, before one day, already adults, they return to the same sand where their life began. Because for sea turtles, the ocean is not just a habitat. It is a path that crosses through time, an ancient migration that unites the past, present, and future of China's seas. From the ancient ocean and the sandy beaches where sea turtles return to reproduce, the journey returns inland, where China's geological layers, history, and civilizations overlap in a vast panorama full of contrasts. In southern China, provinces like Guangxi and Guilin possess some of the country's most iconic landscapes. They are famous for their limestone karst peaks and their extensive rice terraces. These regions combine unique geography with millenary agricultural traditions. Throughout the year, the colors of the landscape change with the seasons, revealing the diversity of the subtropical climate. It is in this context that life flourishes with impressive diversity. Long-armed gibbons swing in the treetops with almost hypnotic agility, while herds of Asian elephants silently cross dense jungles in search of water and food. For millennia, China has not only been sculpted by mountains and rivers, but also by the human hand that has erected colossal structures. Between jungles and deserts, a structure crosses the country like a historic mark: the Great Wall of China. With more than 21,000 kilometers in length, the wall is one of the greatest works of engineering that humanity has ever carried out. Initially built more than 2,300 years ago during the Qin dynasty, it was expanded and fortified through many dynasties. Its purpose was to protect the empire from invasions by northern nomadic tribes. Toward the west of the country, the Potala Palace rises on a red hill in Lhasa, Tibet. With 13 floors and more than 1,000 rooms, the palace was once the residence of the Dalai Lamas and is considered one of the world's greatest spiritual centers, built in the 7th century and expanded in the 17th century. This building is a testimony to the deep connection between faith, power, and architecture in Chinese history. And in the heart of the country, the city of Beijing houses centuries of history and tradition. From the majestic Forbidden City to the modern avenues brightly lit by skyscrapers, Beijing symbolizes the intersection between past and present. But further southwest, a completely different natural world opens up. There, where the mountains of Yunnan and Sichuan meet the eastern edge of the Tibetan Plateau, the humid mountain forests covered in moss and ancient bamboo form one of Asia's most important biodiversity centers. In the fine mist that covers the slopes and deep valleys, many rare animal species still survive in silence. Upon the lichen-covered branches, the red panda moves softly through the forest canopy. It uses its long striped tail to maintain balance among the steep slopes. At higher altitudes, troops of golden snub-nosed monkeys huddle to resist the harsh mountain winter. Beneath the dense understory, colourful pheasants, like the golden pheasant and silver pheasant, glide over the leaf litter, bringing the vibrant colours of the wild world. It is precisely the convergence between the subtropical climate, alpine bamboo forests and rugged terrain that has turned southwest China into an invaluable biological treasure. There, nature continues writing stories of evolution that span millions of years. In the misty mountains of central China, an iconic creature roams silently through the vast bamboo forests. The giant panda, China's national symbol, is not just a species that has survived throughout the years. With a length of up to 1.5 meters and a weight that can exceed 100 kilograms, the panda is a bear that has adapted in a unique way to a diet almost exclusively of bamboo. Although it belongs to the order of carnivores, around 99% of its food source are bamboo shoots and leaves, consuming up to 38 kilograms a day to maintain its enormous body. In nature, its life expectancy is 20 years, being able to reach 30 years in conservation centres. The bamboo forests that cover the provinces of Sichuan, Shanxi and Gansu are not just the home of the panda. They are delicate ecosystems that house incredible diversity, from rare birds to the elusive snow leopard that patrols the highest slopes of the mountains. Today, thanks to decades of conservation efforts, the giant panda has ceased to be classified as endangered to become vulnerable on the IUCN list. Research centres and national parks spread throughout China, such as the Wolong Nature Reserve, have become world examples of conservation. Their breeding programs help establish the wild population, currently estimated at more than 1,800 individuals. Amidst the soft sound of the wind blowing through the bamboo, the giant panda remains a reminder that the future of biodiversity depends on human care. It depends on the balance between progress and conservation. In northern China, the wind sculpts waves of sand in two of the most inhospitable and fascinating lands on the planet, the Gobi Desert and the Taklamakan Desert. Here, where temperatures range from 40 degrees below zero in winter to more than 40 degrees in summer, life seems impossible. But strangely, it continues to flourish. The Gobi, with 1.6 million square kilometers, is an ocean of rock and sand dunes. The Taklamakan is a treacherous sea of sand that hides ancient stories under shifting dunes. Its name in Uyghur means the place from which one does not return. For millennia, these deserts were a vital part of the Silk Road, a network of trade routes that connected China with Europe and the Middle East. It was through these arid landscapes that caravans transported silk, spices, and ideas, shaping global culture and commerce. And even in this extreme environment, life perseveres. Thick-furred Bactrian camels, with humps adapted to store fat, cross the dunes, guiding nomadic tribes that maintain centuries-old traditions. The agile ibex scales cliffs with the precision of a dancer, while eagles and foxes hunt in silence. Today, this land attracts travelers seeking isolation and raw beauty. There, they can experience everything from camel riding to observing dinosaur fossils, many of them discovered by the legendary explorer Roy Chapman Andrews. He served as the inspiration for the character Indiana Jones. If you were fascinated by this journey through the wild landscapes and hidden secrets of these remote lands, don't forget to support our work. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss our next expeditions to the most extraordinary corners of the planet. And if you are passionate about discovering the wild nature of Vietnam, the latest scenic wonders of Iran, or other natural worlds still little known, join us in our next stories, because in every corner of the earth there are still secrets waiting to be uncovered. 197 EN. Its purpose was to protect the empire from invasions by northern nomadic tribes. Toward the west of the country, the Potala Palace rises on a red hill in Lhasa, Tibet.